Remember the ladies, said Abigail Adams in her strong, confident voice. Abigail Adams was the wife of the second President John Adams. She was also the mother of the sixth U.S. President John Quincy Adams. Abigail Adams was very smart and an intelligent woman who never received any formal education. She was a strong supporter of women's rights. In fact, she was well known for her famous letter to John Adams, Remember the Ladies, where she confidently urged John to help her fight for women's rights. An African American came up to her and asked her to educate him. Even though he was a slave, she happily agreed. People protested her just because she was helping a slave. She continued to teach him, so that's how she fought against slavery. Abigail Adams was born in Weymouth, Massachusetts in 1744. She was born on Wednesday, November 11th as a weak baby, and her whole family hoped she would survive. Fortunately, she did, and was a beautiful little girl. It was a strict rule for girls to act appropriately and not skip and jump like boys. Abigail didn't care. She freely skipped and jumped no matter what anyone said. When Abigail Smith was 4 years old, she tried to sew clothes herself. They always appeared to be a mistake, and her mother would get ever so angry. Abigail Adams was a very sweet girl and cared equally about everyone. She was the most humble girl in the village. Abigail Smith's nickname when she was a child was Nabby. Her sisters, brothers, her mom, dad, even her housemaid called her Nabby. One of my memories as a child was when my dad took me to my grandparents' house and made me sit in my grandfather's enormous library. I was surrounded by books and amazed at the level I was supposed to be at, and sometimes my grandfather would help me choose the perfect book if I needed any help. But other than that, I was on my own. I loved the library, and I educated myself with the help of books in my grandfather's library. Abigail Adams made a big effort to take care of many things while John Adams was away. She had to take care of the farm, teach 10-year-old Nabby how to sew, take care of her mother when she was sick, do the household chores, pay bills and taxes, but out of all of those things, she still found time to write letters to John. John had to go and fight for revolution because King George wanted taxes for several things, even the simplest things like tea leaves. Abigail wrote letters to John telling him what to do and how to stop war. She was an astonishing and impressive lady. Abigail Adams was a wife and a mother of a U.S. president. She was a strong supporter of women's rights and also fought against slavery. She was a very intelligent woman despite having no formal education. On her own, she learnt from her grandfather's library, reading several books. She was also wise about managing her time, and when John went away, she took care of her relatives and children, but always found time to write letters to John. Abigail Adams was truly a woman full of courage and a role model to future First Ladies.